Okay. Oops, I need to get the website up and running here. Hold on a second. It'd be helpful if I actually got my stream to actually show the actual web page there, folks. Sorry about that. 1 second. There we go. Okay, so apologies for a little bit of a late arrival there. It's currently 1:20. It is time for another Pega live stream. I'm your host, Ranger Jim, and today we're going to be continuing our journey on the certification path for the system architect. So now, um, let me kind of explain who I am, what these videos are for, and what you should probably be expecting to see on said videos. Okay, so I am currently an unemployed software developer um, who's looking to try to get his certification in Pega, seeing that the last job that I had was in Pega in the Pega environment. Um, in the hopes of putting it on my resume and hopefully maybe getting another job in Pega, because I mean, I'm trying for other jobs and like C, C++, Java, and other languages, and I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm just trying to find something, you know, that I actually got a degree in, and hopes that I can continue with that. But so far, my efforts have led to zero results so far. But we'll got to keep on pushing forward. Got to keep on trying, right? So, what we got with this? So, um, you know, like I said, I was in my last job was with the Pega environment. We were put into a training program with an authorized training partner. Me and like 15 others or so. I don't remember the exact number because I didn't count like every single last person that was in that particular batch. And we, you know, uh, eventually learned or tried to learn from him the Pega environment. However, it really wasn't going very well. Pretty much every single last person on that batch went full self-study because we weren't really getting much out of the authorized training partner. And the guy's coworkers even knew how bad it got as well. So it wasn't just us that was aware of it. Some of us asked to be placed back into a training program to get the Pega certification, but that was denied. We were basically forced into contracts, and that lasted a year for me before I was laid off. So, um, so my intention is to continue with the self study because I don't really have any other choice. To get the Pega certification. I didn't get any like formal mentorship on the job to help get it, and which is kind of sad. I was basically given a hands-off approach, and that doesn't really work for me very much. Um, you know, uh, I'd like to be able to ask questions like right then and there if I'm not really understanding anything. If I'm having to, you know, like wait overnight or something like that, then obviously that doesn't necessarily help me. Um, because I might have like additional questions that might stem from that, from the explanation, or I might not necessarily understand their explanation, so on and so forth. Um, so that's why I tend to prefer more of a mentorship than anything else. Okay, that's but that's me. Obviously, some people can work without it. Some people like the hands off, but I tend to prefer having someone that I can, that knows what they're doing with me so that I can kind of ask the questions like right then and there. Um, so now a little bit more about me. Obviously, because I'm working towards my system architect certification, I am not an authorized training partner, and this is not meant to be an instructor-led training. Okay, so don't figure that I fit into those. I do not. Okay, this is also not endorsed by the Pega Academy. I'm not getting any kind of, you know, benefit from them on doing these videos. So, um, as I stated before, I mean, if they want to, they can, contact me about it. But um, yeah, it's, I'm not getting any like personal, benefit from it whatsoever at this particular moment of time, and probably not in the future either. But hey, what I have done in the past is whenever that I see a problem with their topics, with their challenges, with their module quizzes, I address them right then and there under their suggestions, and they come back to me on occasion with either they're going to fix the situation or they're going to pretty much ignore it and move on. Um, so um, so yeah, that's pretty much the all the communication that I have with the Pega Academy. That's it. Okay. So um, let's go ahead and get into the dashboard so I can say about one other thing. If you're watching these hoping that I would cover the business architect, well, it's done. We've already completed it. The two missions and two modules for 8.7 are done. Okay, they're in my playlist right now on YouTube. You're welcome to go through all those videos already completed. All two missions, all two modules, they're done. So you're just gonna have to go through those past videos right there. If you want to ask questions during those videos, go right ahead. I mean, the comment sections are wide open for any kind of constructive criticism or questions that you might have concerning said topic. Um, so go ahead and use those. Now, I will state that these two modules here are covering the Pega Express delivery. Okay, if you are going for the business architect certification, I would recommend that you also cover the Pega Express delivery mission as well to get a better understanding of the Pega Express because 12% of the certification is based on this topic alone. So you're going to need to know everything that there is to know about Pega Express, and I feel that these two modules do not cover enough with what you may be seeing on the certification exam itself. So prepare yourself, do the Pega Express delivery. I might not do it myself because my goal isn't necessarily to take the business architect certification. I don't want to do business architect certification work. My interest is in the system architect. So we're going to continue with this, in the hopes that I can take the system architect certification. I can pass the system architect certification, and maybe get a job, you know, as a system architect, you know. So that's the plan. Now, um, for the past 2 days, we've been working on displaying a list data and views. Okay. First time, unfortunately, I was um, I came into the stream late and um, I didn't get through the entire challenge quickly enough. Um, Matter of fact, I believe I did get all the way down to like the step 4 here, and I was encountering some problems with it. So, um, so I had to shut down at that point. Um, Yesterday, I figured, hey, I'll just pick up right where I left off, right? I'll just come right back here to step 3. Use um, use the new assist request case that's still there, and step through this again in the hopes that I can go through all the steps here to complete the process. However, when I got down here to step 9, um, it was not allowing me to open up the App Explorer. I clicked on the app to open up the App Explorer multiple times, as what was done in task 2 here, but it was not allowing me to open it up at all. It wasn't um, nothing was happening at all afterwards. So I don't know exactly what was going on there. Um, so I don't have no clue. I've already sent a suggestion to them about that. I've already talked to them about steps 4 through 7, how um, this is really 4 through 6 here is really bad in terms of what they're trying to do here. They really need to rework that. Um, but the fact that I couldn't even get the App Explorer open to continue with refreshing and all that to confirm all this, that wasn't even happening. Wasn't even working. I don't know exactly why. Some kind of internal problem with Pega. I don't really know. But needless to say, um, I was having a bit of a difficulty with the um, um, I was having a little bit of difficulty trying to handle um, that particular, section, you know. So I got to the point where I was like, on, you know what? Okay, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to go ahead and start from scratch again. Okay, so we're going to, I've already reset the instance. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and launch a new instance, and we're going to go, once again, step by step through it all. Um, and we're going to, um, you know, we're basically going to redo this entire process all over again from start to finish. And, hopefully I don't skip a step to cause even more problems. But with the fact that I've already kind of gone through this already, um, you know, I should be able to, um, generate this without too many problems. So it's just kind of irritating the fact that, that I had to make a lot of suggestion posts yesterday about these steps. Um, when normally it would, if everything worked out properly, I probably would have been able to get through this. But once again, we're, even though I marked it complete, I'm still having some difficulty with it. So, um, all right. So we're going to Dev Studio. We're going to data types and then service provider. Data types. Service provider. We're going to go to the views and then create a new view. Views. Wait for the loading to finish. There we go. Create a new view. Okay, so click new view to enter the upper left of the new view window. Click new view to edit the view name and then enter providers list to rename the view. So see, this is what takes the longest here. You know. Okay, in the left pane of the windows, click fields, hover over the name field, and click add to view. So we're going to go to fields, and then we're going to go down to name, and then we're going to add that to the add it to everything. And then we're going to select it to read only, and then we need to add address and lat long afterwards. So set that to read only, and then we do address and lat long. And those are calculated. So click submit to close the window, and then click save to save everything. So we click submit. That will close this window eventually, someday, some week, some month, some year, some decade, and then we click save. Done. Alright, so we create a responsive view. In the navigation pane of the Dev Studio, click App to open up the App Explorer. So we go over here, we click App, and it loads up everything in the App Explorer. So this is what I wasn't able to get. It wasn't bringing it up whatsoever. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and copy all this and paste it in there because it's just a lot easier than having to try to go through all the data and service provider and all that jazz. So now we want to go to user interface and then section. So user interface, and then section. So there's everything that we have here: provider information, providers list, and submission. So right click section and then click create. The create section form is displayed. So we right click, and then click on create, and that brings up the new window there. So in the label field, enter providers list, responsive to to name the section. In the upper right, click create and open. Okay, so once they're done loading this in, then we will add the new label in there, and then we do the create and open. Oh, I gotta sneeze, pardon me. Sorry about that. Okay. In the right pane, click change to template, and then select the template window is displayed. In the select the template window, click inline wrapping. Okay, so we need to go to change, and then we do inline wrapping. There we go. in the right pane, click the add icon to add a control. So we need to click action and button to add a button control. So we do add. We do action and then we do button. There we go. Okay. In the right pane, hover over button control and then click edit this button. The cell properties window is displayed. In the cell properties window, in the text field, enter select provider. So, we need to edit. And we're changing the text to select provider. And I believe it was just submit and move on. Click submit to dismiss the window on the right pane, add the add icon. Okay, so we still have more to put in there. So there's that. In the add list, click data display in the embedded section. Okay, so we're doing another add. We're doing data display, and we're doing embedded section. There we go. Now in here, in the section include model dialog box in the section field, enter in or select providers list. So now I'm thankful that they had the image here that showed the providers list. Otherwise, someone might go, oh wait, I need to click on that or something, but I mean obviously there's only like one um one area that I can really modify here. So I mean, but still, it's nice when they actually have the image showing what you should be seeing. So, okay, click submit and then click save. So, submit and then save. Okay. Create a new assistance request case and then advance to select service provider step. So, we're going to create new assistance request. And then we're going to go to the select service provider step. So, but we need to also make sure that we have the MA in the location. So, okay, here's the select service provider step. So, in the developer toolbar, click Live UI, which isn't correct because it is click the toggle Live UI. And then we select the section for the service provider, which automatically selects the table layout down below. Not necessarily, it doesn't automatically select a section and cell. So, okay. Now they tell you here in step 4, which is wrong, to the right of the select service provider, which is wrong. You want the select service provider underscore service provider there, the section and cell. You don't want to do this one, which is, what the key term that they're, saying, the select service provider. you don't want to select that one. Okay, that will take you to the wrong spot. Okay, you want to actually go to the section in cell with the select service provider, underscore service provider here, and then click on the open and dev studio, which is what they're asking you to do there. But because here in the section rule, you need to click structural and then click and drag a repeating dynamic layout to the service provider section. But they don't tell you exactly where to place it. That's the problem with this with the repeating layout there. Repeating dynamic layout. It's like, okay, do they want it on top? Do they want it on bottom? Does it really matter? I don't really know, but it's still unfortunate that they don't have that specified there. In the repeating dynamic layout header, click view properties, and the repeating dynamic layout properties window is displayed. So we're clicking on this little cogwheel to view properties, and the window will be displayed. In the repeating dynamic layout properties window, in the list group field, enter select dot service provider. So okay, so list and group, we want to do service provider. There we go. Get rid of that period because we don't really need anything afterwards. Now we just click submit to dismiss the window. Now, what I was missing before was the fact that the app window is still open. From step 2. Okay, I didn't have that before, and when I was clicking on it, it wasn't opening. So in the App Explorer, click Options, and then click Refresh App Explorer. Okay, so here we go, which is, I guess, the Options window. Right, Options drop down, and then we click Refresh App Explorer. And then I'm assuming we go to User Interface and Section, and we see that you have the providers list responsive there. So drag and drop the providers list responsive section from the App Explorer to the repeating dynamic layout. So we're taking this and adding it there. In the upper right, click Save to save the changes to the section. Only the repeating dynamic layout or the table is needed to show providers. Leave both for the purposes of comparison. So click on Save. And then return to the systems request case instance that you created. Go in the upper right, click Actions and refresh. So we go back here. In the upper right, no, upper right of this panel, sure, Actions. And then refresh. Not exactly. Yes, it's in the upper right of that panel. But whatever. In the to-do section, click Go to return to the select service provider view. So now you have the select service provider view. And then, of course, you have another list showing, the ability to, instead of the table here, you now have more of the dynamic. So and we're done. So that's it for this one. We are truly done with this particular challenge. Again, I apologize to anybody that was kind of hoping for a faster response on this. In some ways, yes, it does fall on me because I could have I could have finished this on, well, not necessarily 2 days ago. 2 days ago was Thursday, or no, today's Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Yeah. Um, so yeah. You know, obviously it falls on me because I wasn't here on time to give you all, um a complete rundown of it. But I mean, um it's interesting the fact that I encountered a couple of problems with this challenge. Not only um in the fact that their instructions are incorrect, but at the same time, the fact that, I couldn't even open up the App Explorer when trying to go back into the instance afterwards. Again, don't know exactly why. Um, I'm gonna have to leave it to them to try to figure that out because, uh, you know, that's something that is part of the internal workings of Pega. So if they don't know, if I don't know, then, you know, I doubt that it's going to be, something that can easily be, um, explained away, you know. So, yep. Um, so yeah, this module, this challenge is done. We are going to be going on to the next topic. Um, which let's see, which is the field values. So 10 minutes of field values and then module quiz afterwards, which obviously I'm not going to be getting into just right at this moment in time. I only got 10 more minutes before we do the um, Unreal, and there's actually not that much information being talked about here, but at the same time there might be something that I might want to address or talk about or something along those lines concerning these field values that they're talking about here. So it doesn't feel like they really covered this very well in my opinion, but we'll move on from there. So that's it. That's where we're gonna go ahead and close on down for our um, Pega study session for now. We're going to be moving on to our Unreal study session in just a couple minutes. But for those of you that are still watching these videos to work towards your Pega certification, I want to thank you for continuing this journey with me. Please continue to push forward on your Pega certification journey. If that is your main goal, then continue working towards it. I will try to do the same. Um, you know, uh, any support that you can give me, even if it's just a like and subscribe, would be wonderful. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. You can look in the description for other links that, might benefit you in some way, with the Discord, that um, I put up for my community, as well as some links for um, Patreon and Throne. If you want to try to help me out directly that way, um, that would be welcomed. Would appreciate it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for um, today's study session. Uh, like I said, feel free to leave any questions on either like right now in the chat during these live streams, or come on in, or just leave them in the comment section, and I will try my best to answer them myself. And if I don't know it, I'll let you know. Um, and I will ask one of my past coworkers um, what the answer to that question might be. Okay. If you have any criticism, please make it constructive. You know, um, I don't mind. I don't mind criticism when it's constructive. If I get something like, fuck you or something like that, then obviously that's not really constructive now, is it? Um, Although I don't know why someone would say that, but you know, I've I've seen some very weird things from time to time. Um, I mean, it is the internet, so um, but hey, this the comment section's there for you if you need to ask any kind of questions. So um, and I think that's about it. Feel free to check out the rest of the playlist for all the other Pega topics, challenges, and full-on modules. Um, I try to, you know, I'm going through them in order for 8.7. If you're doing 8.8, 23, or something even more advanced than that, then sorry, I'm only doing 8.7 for now. Um, once I get myself familiar enough with the system architect, I'm going to be doing the certification, and we'll go from there. Um, Maybe if there's lots of calls for me to redo this series again, like maybe in a couple of years from now, then maybe feel free to drop a comment like that. Like, man, I really wish you'd do this again for Pega 25 or whatever. I don't know. Um, but yeah, for right now, it's just going to be 8.7. So because that's what has the translations for all the other languages, and I want to help out anybody that is maybe watching these videos from overseas. You know, Maybe they're not in an English-speaking country. It's a little weird, when you have someone that might, be trying to listen to me explain this. They understand the English spoken language, but they might not be able to read. So, which is understandable. Believe me, it's, um, you know, I'm not going to say that, the English language is easy. Even I myself have my own grammatical errors from time to time. So, I'm not going to say that I'm a true English linguistics. So linguist. Um, but I still want to help out anybody that might be trying to learn this, from another country. Okay, so um, uh, I don't know any other language myself. I only have the one language. I don't have another language under my belt. So there are times where I kind of wish that I had kind of kept up with like learning Spanish the way I did, that I tried to do in high school. But no hablo español, no comprendo español. Um, so yeah, not much you can do about that. um, maybe someday I will take the time to get back on that and try to learn it. Maybe my friend Blackheart will help me out with that. I don't know. But that's it. That's where we're gonna go and end today's session. We're gonna be going on to Unreal in just a minute. So stay right there if you're watching me live right now on live stream. Otherwise, if you're interested in us, studying the Unreal Engine, you can check out that other playlist if you're watching this video right now on YouTube. That's available if you want as well. Check out. I got plenty of playlists. Mainly gameplay, but you know, I've tried other um, programming sessions as well. Unity, Pega, Unreal. So yeah, we move on from there. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I catch you next time. Until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time.